like, how do I put it? BioWare used to do a lot of like old school RPGs, so a lot of the stuff was like you kind of needed pen and paper and sort of thing to kind of like keep track of certain things. But in this sense, it's more that um, what you choose in the first game is going to affect how the second and third games will play out. Like for example, if you like one of your companions can actually like permanently die for the entire trilogy, and um, if you don't save them in the first game, you wind up with like that character's brother as like a major player in the next few games, and he's an absolute shithead. Um, so a lot of people, they do a lot of the side quests and stuff like that. A lot of it is kind of like, how do I put it? It's in the codex. Like, there's no quest markers or anything. You kind of have to like read the quest information, like side quests and stuff like that, as like closely as possible to get like, oh, okay, I do this, I go to this system, etc., etc. So it's kind of one of those like old school RPGs. A lot of characters will shockingly make comebacks and return, and things like that. Even pointless side quests that you think is like, why the fuck am I doing this? Actually have dividends in sequels.
Oh, so what you do in the first game impacts the second game?
Oh yeah, and then whatever you do in the second game impacts the third game, and so on and so forth.
How does that work?
Cross save. So how it works is that the game actually will read your save data and then switch out characters and unlock certain quests based on what you chose in the previous game.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's actually...
It was revolutionary at the time. Unfortunately, not a lot of games implement this method because it's so complex, basically. Like, you have to account for, like, for example, how do I put it? So let's say that you do a quest, right? And this quest gives you a choice. It's like, you can either side with character A or character B. Depending on who you choose, the outcome will play out, like, in the main game, and it's not going to be that too impactful. Maybe you'll get, like, a little reward or, like, little flavor text or something like that, right? So how cross-save works is that it'll read that data and it'll go, player chose to save character A instead of character B. And so they'll load character A into the next game and then proceed to like put that character in the next game, and then suddenly you could wind up doing a completely new quest with that character and seeing like how they've changed and grown. Or you can do, if you did character B, it wouldn't be that impactful. It'd probably be like, hey, how are you doing? Maybe get like another reward for helping that person, and then that's it. So it's more, it's a system that like requires a lot more work because you have to kind of count on like, what if this character got killed, then the player chose this, the player chose that. You can see how complicated it can be.
Yeah, that is a lot to program.
It's about, well, a lot of the choice in Mass Effect is very binary. It's one or two. And so a lot of times that's how they kind of get around like more crazy events, but there are limitations, and eventually there were just situations where they couldn't account for every player's choice, so a lot of the choices you did do wound up being slightly pointless. Only slightly. I'm not saying the whole thing's pointless. The good thing about the Legendary Edition is that it comes with all the DLCs in all three games. So you actually get the opportunity to play in Mass Effect 1 specifically, there's only one DLC. It's called Bring Down the Skies. I won't spoil it. It's a pretty decent side romp to the main story. That does play into the other two games. In Mass Effect 2, you get, I think, 2 DLCs, which is the Overlord DLC. Oh, no, sorry, 3 DLC. My apologies. Overlord, let me see here. Overlord, the Shadow Broker, and the Arrival. And these are like actually considerably beefy DLCs. All of them having their own unique locations, character interactions, pretty impactful stuff. And then finally in Mass Effect 3 you get 3 major DLCs, which is Leviathan, let me see here, Omega, and the best out of the entire trilogy, Citadel, which is by far my favorite. And you'll see why once you get to it.
Alright. Are there mods?
Oh, yeah, Nexus mods.
Okay. I just want to increase some boob sizes to be large.
Yeah, they do that, but surprisingly, for Nexus, for Legendary Edition, there's very little like mods for it. Not because people aren't interested in modding it. It's more like a lot of the grievances people had are actually completely and utterly removed from what's it called? From the Legendary Edition. Like for example, one of the okay, hold on. One of the I'm trying to think of the right word here. Hold on, bear with me a second. One of the mods used in Legendary Edition changed the race of one of the characters, and by race I don't mean like uh, what's it called, skin color or anything like that. I'm talking more like what's it called, species. And it's this like you'll encounter him in the game, but previously the guy was actually a human, and it was weird because the way he talked and even the character model didn't really match up with what people were seeing. It later turns out that it was a mistake by the devs. They put in a placeholder model instead of the actual Turian that was supposed to be there. In Legendary Edition, they actually fixed that. The only thing they don't get right is in the game specifically, your main antagonist is going to be a guy called Saren. And there's actually a mistake in the game with this model. Saren was supposed to have two different models, one where he looks normal and a cyborg body. But because of a programming oversight, the cyborg body is actually used throughout the entire game instead of its like final appearance in the final chapter. What people have often done modding wise is, well, as of right now with Legendary Edition I should say, they've changed it so Saren's original model is actually the one being used.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it changes him from the what's it called?
Flag taken.
It
Flag
oh Christ.
dropped.
It changes him from the cyborg body to
Flag
his
taken.
original body throughout the series, and there's some mods that actually will change him from the original model concept to the concept art to various different things. Basically, that's a lot of what the Nexus mods are focused on. It's basically bringing to life a lot of like cosmetic appearances and very very excuse me
Flag
very
dropped.
very small kind of like visual changes and things like that. Like we're talking texture upscaling, let's see here, sorry, a texture upscaling, like cinematic overlays, you know, a lot of like very very basic stuff like that. Let me see here. So that's the general like crux of the mods. They do also like, you know, do exactly what you want as well, which is the whole, oh, I want bigger breast size. They do that as well, and a few of those changes in mods. They also change what's it called? Character species as well, if you want to, like just very very minor things as well. I do know that there's like what's it called? A full nudity mod for like the sex scenes in the game for like a lot of the characters. I know that a lot of people have also like created custom naked models for some of the alien species because we really don't get to see what's going on down there. And let me see here. So that's kind of like the majority of the mods. Like I said, there's nothing how do I put it? There's nothing too crazy about it. The character models are also kind of scaled up slightly, um, texture-wise. Like a lot of the textures in Legendary Edition are just kind of touched up. Like even though this is a game from like mid 2000, I think the mid 2010s or so, there's a lot of work put into it to make the characters look pretty damn good.
I hope you're right.
Thank you. Again, you're not going to get be disappointed. Um, the only major issue I would say you probably would run into is just how clunky the first game but once you like get through it and kind of get through that big hurdle, the rest of the game is actually pretty damn fun. Sorry, the rest of the series is pretty damn fun.
Alright.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and I'm gonna be curious to get your input on like some of the races you're gonna meet, like Turian, Zasari, Krogan, hell, even the Elcor.
I don't know any of them except for sexy.
They're kind of interesting in that they like even to this day I still don't understand how Asari reproduce. Basically, from what from what I remember, it works like this: where Asari take the genetic material of the father species and then uses it to create a child. But it's like I don't know. They like describe it as like cerebral or like something weird like that, basically. And that's how it works. And that's why the Asari are able to like just procreate amongst themselves. They're able to like take genetic material. That's why every kid, regardless of the father species, looks like the Asari, regardless of what they are. But it's so freaky. It's so weird, and you're just gonna see a lot of like Asari in high places, basically. Especially like when you go to their planets like Ilium. It's crazy. Let me see. As for wildlife, you're going to be running into mostly Varen in Mass Effect 1, and Thresher Moths, and the shifty space cow. Oh, and Pyjax.
What are those?
Pyjax are alien monkeys. So think like a normal monkey, you know, with a tail and everything, but instead of a mouth, they have a what's it called? They've got a oh Jesus Christ, what's it called? A snout, like an anteater, and that's basically how they eat. They slurp up like bugs and stuff. They are not that difficult. They're not even an enemy species. They're just kind of like environmental critters. In Mass Effect 2, you find out a bit more. Like they're considered an invasive species because they tend to like sneak onto ships and things like that. To the point where, like, especially in Tuchanka, because of their high reproductive nature, they become like vermin. To the point where Krogan have to regularly like exterminate like thousands of these fuckers to get them out of like the food storage areas and things like that. They'll eat hijacks. Like literally, they'll just kind of consume the little fuckers whenever possible, and just to try and get rid of them. Lore-wise, they kind of revealed that about a few thousand years ago or something like that, some space merchant brought them as like a pet, and then one of them got loose, and you know, the rest is history, as they say.
Flag drop.
The space cows, also environmental critters. Not really an enemy you'll fight. You'll just kind of encounter them, I think, on one planet, and that's it. But they do make a recurring kind of joke in most of the series. Thresher Moths are the more dangerous. They are, think of them like mini bosses, basically. You can't really, well, you can fight them on foot, but it's usually encouraged that you don't. Instead, you stay in your vehicle and try to fight. But just be careful, it can actually one-hit kill you if you let it burrow underneath your vehicle. Let me see. Varen are basic enemies. You'll encounter them a couple of times, mostly in Bring Down the Skies and What's it called? And one of the human colonies you'll visit later in the game. They're dangerous if you let them get too close. Typically, if you like shoot them from a distance or kind of keep moving back, they aren't really that much of a threat. Really. It's the alpha version you got to watch out for because apparently these are much more dangerous. They're territorial and they'll actually kind of run at you. They also regenerate slightly, so you'll kind of notice that the health bar will kind of like spaz out slightly if you don't shoot them too quickly. No, I should also mention that's the same with Krogan. You will be fighting a few of them, and they are some of the toughest enemies you'll encounter. Mostly because Krogan are, they have like two kind of like enemy phases. One phase is where they're like a standard enemy. Then, if you let them go into like a berserker state, they'll start regenerating health. They'll double in speed, and they'll charge you to do a melee attack, which can do a lot of damage to your characters. So Krogan should be prioritized and like headshotted as much as humanly possible. Think of them like less dangerous brutes from Halo 2.
Oh my god, they're absolute cancer, Halo 2.
I hate them. It's like, let's design an enemy that's difficult for the player to fight. Okay, so what we've done is we've made it like hit like a truck at melee combat, and if the player isn't quick enough, they'll get one hit killed. Genius, Jerry. Put it into the game next to the Jackal Sniper.
Yeah, apparently the people at Bungie knew it was a
Flag drop.
you know.
Flag reset.
Yeah, like scrambling at the finish line, and then it's like, finally we got it out. Oh god, what have we unleashed upon the world?
Still did pretty well. A lot of people do like it, despite Bungie.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of like variety in levels. You get to like explore different campaigns. There's a lot of fun little firefights, especially like getting on the Scarab, fighting your way through to the bridge, and then just killing everyone. I think is one of my favorite moments. Cairo Station, also another good one. You know, just fighting through a space station, trying to get to a bomb before it detonates. It's damn good. The only like level I think wasn't that interesting, I think would have to be maybe towards the final level itself, like when you're fighting more brutes than any other enemy. They're not that fun to fight against, especially like in groups and things like that, because you're always gonna like aggro and berserk at least one of them in a pair, and then another one's gonna do the same thing, and you're just gonna get stuck in the cycle of like, I gotta back up, I got hit, fuck. It's just not fun. It really isn't. Boss fights were also some of like the lamest fucking things I think I've ever encountered.
Yeah, it's like so annoying how legendary to do them.
Flag drop.
It's his like add-ons that are gonna kill you. Like once you hop on his fucking chair and smack the shit out of this old man, it's not a problem. Which are a pain in the ass to deal with. It's like, God fucking why? Tartarus is fucking easy if you bring in a fucking energy beam rifle. You can just kind of like bring down his shield and just kind of one-shot him if you know how to do it. So I don't really count that as annoying. It's just you gotta have that knowledge beforehand before you fight him. Let me see. I think that's about it. Like everything else in Halo 2 is not that like obnoxious when you consider it. Halo 3, I'm slightly disappointed with, not from like a technical standard, but more like potential standard, because it's like, you know, this game is unfinished and you can like feel it more so than ever, you know?
Really?
Yeah, like I always like, this is like a weird sixth sense I have, but if I play a game and I feel like it's too short and there's like references to other stuff and things like that, I get this feeling that goes, this wasn't finished, and then usually I'm proven right, and the same was true for Halo 3. Like, I got this feeling that there was more to the game that we were supposed to do. Like, there was such an emphasis on water and things like that, and I was like, what is this?
Yeah, they were gonna have, what do you call it? They were gonna have the Forerunner Jungle City that got turned into another map. They're gonna have a big like Forerunner City thing, I think.
Yeah, and then like the sheer amount of like maps and like the detail into it is like that. This like I could tell like this was like reused assets from something that didn't get completed. You don't make such detailed maps, willy nilly. And that's kind of, like I said, that's kind of where I stand with it. Like I said, Halo 3 was not a bad game at any extent. It was a fun, competent romp. It was it's where this series should have ended. Instead, we get Halo 4, which is just
Yeah, it's something.
It isn't just something. It's just like I said, when you learn about like everything behind the scenes and like for the story, the concepts, everything, you just become more disappointed with it than anything. Like this whole the Prometheans are going to be like life support, forerunners, and like when you kill them, you're like just killing a terminally ill patient. It's like, oh, that's cool, or like the heavy implication that the Infinity was not supposed to be a warship. It was like the first human civilian vessel that was created ever since the Human Covenant War, and like that was like a lot of the earliest intentions, and then it all just gets shafted because, like I said before, one of the game devs was like, going through a lot of personal shit. Like his poor mother was going through dementia, and then like watching her slowly forget who she was, forget him. Like it did a number on the poor guy, and I do feel sorry for him, but this has that resulted in the creation of something that flew in the fucking face of Halo lore up to that point. This whole AIs only have 7 years to live.
Yeah.
That made no fucking sense because we had examples of like quote unquote long living AIs before Halo 4. And then they like just go they go crazy trying to like retcon this and try to bring in like rampancy's always been a thing. That's why Guilty Spark did what he did. It's like, ooh, it's like, no, I mean, Guilty Spark went insane because again he was being put through the same situation of, yeah, we understand that this is like your house, but we're gonna blow it up anyways because reasons, like that's why he went nuts. But it's like, no, he was rampant because, Again, it's what pisses me the most off of that is that because of someone not putting himself out of it and deciding, you know what, I'm not in the right headspace to work on this project, I'm going to stop, and instead kept going for it, we wind up with something that is lesser than what it could have been, and always will be. Like, I'm not saying you should never like have trauma influence what you make. Far from it. If you do it right, it can be like some of the greatest writing you could possibly create. But like I said, you shouldn't let it like negatively or like control you, because then whatever project you do suffers as a result. Like, for example, one of the like big reasons the whole Justice League cinematic universe is so droll and like dreary and just shit was because fucking what's his name? The hack director, what's his name? Snyder, Zack Snyder. That's because Zack Snyder was put on the project, and then his wife, oh no, not his wife, his daughter hangs herself, and instead of him saying, I need time to process my grief, I need time to like let like get in a better position, he said, no, I'm going to keep doing this, fuck it, I'm going to keep doing it. And then he let all that grief influence these characters to the point where it's like,
Flag
you know,
reset.
it shows like he stopped making superheroes like actually good or interesting and just made them like, fuck it, everything fucking sucks, superheroes suck, the life is terrible. And it's like, no wonder your daughter killed herself. You are a bitch. You know, that's obviously that's hyperbole, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
It's and then as an end result,
Teammate
everything that was Justice League or DC related just was its fate was sealed. Zack destroyed the DC cinematic universe because he couldn't process his emotions and he didn't step away. And like, say what you will about like um, just the Justice League film that they created. Like, I know there's
Flag
two
taken.
versions. Um, I'm going to say it
Flag
right
dropped.
now. The original version far superior than the Snyder cut. The Snyder cut is 4 hours of fucking bloat that does nothing and doesn't add anything to everything. It's basically just how can Zack Snyder um, suck his own dick constantly? How can he make something his magnum opus? And the end result is this abortion of a film that has maybe at the most an hour or so, not even an hour, maybe like a couple minutes of like real bonus footage that got removed versus the like 3+ hours of shit he added in after the fact. Like, you can tell he added shit in afterwards and lied to everyone saying, "Oh, all this was my original vision."
Yeah.
Flag
Like
reset.
it even like it makes the characters fundamentally worse because there is this scene where Cyborg's father steals the cube from what's his face, Darkseid's son, and decides to superheat it
Flag taken.
for no fucking reason. And
Flag
when
dropped.
the characters run in to like get to him and try to save his life or whatever, for whatever fucking reason, they can't open the door into this like glass box he's locked himself in, and he dies. Previously, in like a couple other scenes, it showed that Cyborg has the ability to override computer tech and like open doors and things with basically
Flag
his brain.
taken.
So when you think
Flag
about it,
dropped.
think about the scene, think about that fact, and think about all these factors, you suddenly realize
Flag
Cyborg let his
reset.
dad die. He killed him.
Yeah.
Again, it's this is what happens when you want to have your quote unquote serious moments or your quote unquote adult moments and all this shit. You wind up creating stupid bullshit that makes no fucking sense and winds up compromising the film in its entirety. And again, Zack essentially destroyed everything that could have been decent about the cinematic universe. Because again, he couldn't handle what it was. You know, he couldn't deal with the fact that his daughter killed herself. He couldn't process his emotions. He just ran with shit. He ran with it. He did what he wanted, and you know, Warner Brothers has been paying the price ever since. And then you've got all these aborted films coming out. You had The Flash that nobody cares because of the actor involved. You've got Aquaman because of that nobody cares about because of Amber Turd. You've got Blue Beetle that apparently is hated by the very audience they tried to court because of how racist it's depicted. It's just one failure after another after another. It's a 1-2 punch of constant failure.
Telemetry received.
Flag
Standby.
dropped.
And as strange as it sounds, I can't bring myself to go,
taken.
oh, you know,
Flag
it's
dropped.
it's not their fault. It's like, no, it's totally their fault. They let Mr. Edge guy take control, and here we are. Yeah. Oh, also before I forget, so I looked into Dylan's channel. You want to know something fucked up?
What?
Apparently, I think like a couple of nights ago, like maybe 3 or 4, he tried to kill himself, and apparently someone was able to save him, and now he's like in the hospital recovering and is on like stronger medication and blah 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 blah. Does this sound like bullshit to you?
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like the wording is actually, you know what? I'm gonna look up the post real quick,
Flag
and we're gonna
captured.
dissect this if this was real or if this is bullshit. And then I'm going to say, flat out, it's a pity you didn't succeed. Story of your life, huh?
I mean,
Rev.
I mean, it's happened
You get it.
to me where, like last year, because of the whole shit that happened, I had a mental breakdown on stream. I started stabbing myself, and I wasn't doing that for attention because I was just crying out for help, and well, I got the help, and I feel better now. But like,
Flag taken.
he's just doing
Yeah.
it for money.
No, I don't doubt it because
Flag
he's pulled the
dropped.
shit before where he's like, I'm not in a good mental state. Please stop bullying me. You know, he did it with fucking Rogue. He does it with everyone. Like when he's backed into a corner in like a major way, he'll default to my mental health, you know, always constantly back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And it's gotten to the point where it's like, again, it's like the boy who cried wolf. Why the fuck would I believe that you tried to kill yourself if before you've always said, oh, I've done this before, I've done this before. It's like,
Yeah.
Like, why should I... Go ahead.
I mean, it's just like he has every reason to fake it, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like it's like there's every reason for him to do it, and that's why I don't believe it to be true. Because
Yeah.
Flag reset.
The
Killing
fight
spree.
takes a long time to reset versus
Because, like I said,
hardened
he's
games.
someone who
Anybody ever noticed
is
that?
not emotionally mature and is in this mental state of every, like, oh, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me. And it's like, no. Here we go. So it was 4 days ago. Here we go. So this is
I
where
should complain with us.
the post goes. So Dylan is going to be gone for a while. On September the 1st, he attempted to end his life. Luckily, the authorities were able to find him and stop him before anything could be done. He was hospitalized from the 1st to the 8th of this month. He's out now and is living with friends who are helping him recover and get back on his feet again. He has been prescribed stronger medications and will continue to go through his therapy. We all love him and are here for him while he goes through all of this, and we hope that you will understand that for his own well-being and that he will
Teammate
be
gained.
posting less online for the next few months. Having said that, I have ended his GoFundMe because he no longer needs to look for a place. I would like to thank those who donate
like,
and those who have been supporting
famous
him
guy
through this.
in Desert
Signed,
Bus.
Lava.
that's his girlfriend.
Man, where's my...
So, time to play Is That Bullshit? And the audience says yes, and let's go to the polls. And stop there. Yeah, I'm calling bullshit too. The reason why is because of how the thing is worded. Like, it's using a lot of Dylan's vernacular. It's like saying, oh, I'm on stronger medication. It doesn't go into details on what, like, he's being prescribed. It's just like the generic I'm on pills thing. This other like whole he's staying with friends. Motherfucker doesn't have friends. Let's be honest here. He's destroyed like a lot of reputations for like petty drama. So if anyone's like taking care of it, it's probably like friends of friends, basically. Like people he knows, and they're like, listen, I know he's a fuck up. Let him, like, you know, let's just take care of him. We don't want to like have a death on our hands. You know, the typical shit like that, right? Let's see here. I'm trying to think. You know, it's saying that it's convenient that he now doesn't need that GoFundMe because apparently he's found a place. Oh, again, convenient, isn't it? Let's see here. the whole like I've got a place now, isn't that convenient? And what's going to happen with the GoFundMe money that people gave you? Oh, we're just going to pocket it. Of course you are. Again, the authorities being called and like holy shit, it's like Jesus Christ. And like again, like here's where it like it this is like obviously him or like a scheme. It says quote. Let me see here. For his own well-being, he will be posting less online for the next few months. Like, doesn't this sound exactly what he did with the whole, I'm taking a break from YouTube because of my mental health and, like, shit like that. Like, when he was being called, like, shit on by everyone in the community.
Flag stolen.
Yeah.
And then tried to run and hide and rebrand, like, 5 fucking times and then tried to do a new channel and people found out who the fuck he was and blah 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 blah, you know?
Yeah, I was the one who found out who he was, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
I bullied him relentlessly for that. Thank you.
Yeah,
Lost my ammo.
I'm the one that found out that it was his channel, and I posted it to Kiwi Farms.
Thank you. On behalf of the non-retarded Kiwis, we thank you. Yeah, no, just like I said, it's just fucking. It's just typical. It's like when shit isn't going how he plans it, he needs to make a dramatic. I'm leaving forever. I'm sad. I'm this. I'm that. And then it's just like I said, it's just bullshit at the end of the day. Nobody's buying it because Dylan's been proven to be a perpetual liar and like a manipulative little snake turd.
Flag reset.
I'm surprised he hasn't just reached Sonic like low-cow status yet. Like fucking, ironically, like fucking Christian.
Well, it's just not. He's a drama whore, not a. He's a drama cow, as they call it.
True, he's not. How did I put it? He doesn't draw in attention as they do. He does stupid shit and keeps his head down, but it's never actually like. What's the word? It's never actually like.
Flag
Trying to think of the right word here. It doesn't draw the attention he wants, basically. Like he'll start shit with people, he'll leak DMs, he'll do like a lot of shit just to like get ahead of his own shitty attitude. But at the end of the day, it's like you can tell he's bullshitting a lot of it. He's just like not really as honest as he could be, you know.
Flag drop.
And again, he brings it on himself a lot of the time. Nobody tells him to be a little weasel in the grass. Nobody tells him, hey, you should do this, this, and this. It's always been fucking. It's always been him. Like, he always listens to the intrusive thoughts in his brain. Instead of, like, stepping back and really, like, psychoanalyzing the situation, he just goes on impulse because he's so fucking terrified of losing this empire he's built that at the slightest sign of trouble is going to, like, crumble to ash.
Yeah, it will. For sure.
Mm-hmm. Like, there's an expression I really like. To trust a viper is to invite poison into your heart. That's exactly what he's done. I mean, is he surprised no one's loyal to him? Is he surprised that everyone who knows about him avoids him like the fucking plague? Is it any surprise that like every single like Sonic YouTuber or Sonic community has just kind of like distanced themselves from him completely?
All he had to do was just shut up and not do that debate, and he would have had it all. Well,
yeah. It's like, sure, Rogue would have like, Rogue would have teased, would have like pushed, would have done stupid shit, but that would have been the worst of it. And maybe a couple of people will make the joke, and if he was smart, he'd go with it. That's actually kind of funny, and just leave it at that. But instead, he fell for the typical tactic that people like Rogue do. They provoke with the intent of like drawing you into a situation and then putting you in a corner where you are going to look bad no matter what you do. Again, the point of like fighting someone like Rogue is just not to fight at all. Let him do his stupid shit. Let him scream and like, make his jokes and do all this fuck shit, and it'll go away. And again, people like Rogue will always create more enemies than they create allies, and eventually, some out there is just going to go, you know what? I'm done with your shit, and actually get him on some shit. And it happened a while back. Basically, someone, what was it? Someone
Flag
exposed
taken.
like a lot of the shit, which was like some psycho X,
Flag
but
dropped.
also exposed that he's like manipulative. He's driven by the cash that people give him, and he doesn't really care about his audience. And it's like, again, that's his prerogative. He can do that. But again, he shouldn't be surprised that once that comes out, people who actually like him and have self-respect decide, you know what, fuck you, I'm leaving, and that money pool fucking shrivels up and dies. And now he's kind of rebuilt himself and rebuilt the channel, but it's nowhere near what he was. And I suspect that his peak was back during the Chris Tube days, before the whole prison shit. So I wouldn't be like even remotely surprised if he's gonna start floundering again.
Probably.
It's gotta be, like I said, it's I don't have any real animosity towards Rogue or anything like that. I just really don't care. Like, if he wants to do his thing,
Flag
more power
taken.
to it, you know. But that's where that's kind of where the buck ends. Let me see here. Yeah, no, I think that's about it. Really, the other things are just constantly yeah, no, if this is real, if Dylan did try to kill himself,
Flag dropped.
I don't want to say, oh, that's good, he
Flag
should have. Like, I
taken.
hate saying that, but it's more like, if this is true, he needs serious help, and I think he actually needs to get to the internet before this happens again. Like, he actually needs to live in reality for a while and focus on getting his life back in order.
Flag taken.
But hey, you know, he probably won't do that. He's built too much quote unquote e-credit, and he doesn't even have any real life skills, actually, when you think about it. Like, apparently he has like a huge gap in his work resume, which is never good, because he focused in making YouTube his thing. He doesn't have a high school diploma or anything like that. Is basically kind of fucked. Like, he doesn't really have any career skills that is going to help him like
Flag
jump
stolen.
off into the bandwagon, things like that, you know. Like, he really needs to be smart with his money, and he needs to like if he was smart, he would start focusing on saving like every little bit he could, cut back on food expenses, cut back on like pointless shit like Fortnite, and just focus exclusively on going, all right, I need to save money to buy this
Flag
place, to be in a good
captured.
place, and
Tag
then
the leader.
build my career up and actually become a success somewhere, you know. Maybe he'll get that. Maybe he'll get that opportunity.
Drop.
Yeah, here's hoping. Again, I don't believe anyone's beyond redemption. Everyone can have their moment in the sun. You know, it's a matter of seizing it, sitting down and going, you know what? It's time for a change.
Yeah.
Of course, not everyone's going to do that. Not everyone has that capability of change. I'm looking at you, DSP, Mr. Fuckwit.
Yeah, fucking hell. What I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dylan spending his money on
Flag
Fortnite skins.
taken.
I remember I did the calculations for that,
Jesus.
and like I was like, holy shit.
Flag dropped.
My guy.
Flag
Like, you're not
taken.
me. You don't have disposable income to play around with. You should be saving that. Especially when it comes to, like, what happens if Chris gets fucked, and it did happen.
Flag reset.
But hey, you know, it's his prerogative.
Yep.
still. I kind of wonder, though, now that I'm thinking on it a bit more. Not with Chris, but with this whole situation. I still got plans to moving up to Washington State, like in Seattle. I still got plans for that. I just need to see how much the quote-unquote houses DSP's living at costs. So I can be just an absolute nightmare and harass the fuck out of the media. And just expose his shit for fun. Ooh, maybe I should do a flyer campaign.
Yes.
Put his stupid fucking, like, the Sonic hat face and say, well-known loser, or like winner of the Internet Disservice Award from 2004 to 2023. Oh, be careful, Red. That'd be slander and you could be sued. It's like, yeah, but if I do it anonymously and like dumb shit like that, all he can do is go eat shit.
Yep.
Flag dropped.
It's gonna be a fun 20 or so years.
Flag dropped. Killing spree. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken.
Just imagine you just screwing with them.
Flag dropped.
Yeah, just again, I would probably become like his Flanders and just go like, howdy ho, neighborino, and just do that sort of like annoying shit, and then like make him think I'm on his side, be friendly, do all this sort of shit, and then just like one day in public go like, so like, howdy ho, neighbor, so I want to tell you I'm here to ruin your fucking life. Like, just drop the accent and everything, just go, I know who you are, I know what you do, and I'm going to be exposing you for all the stupid shit you do every single day. I'm going to document where you go. I'm going to just harass the living shit out of you, and I'm going to let your audience know exactly what you do every day. By the way, you can say like, oh, I'm lying. You invited me into your house, dumbass, and you let me take photos of everything. So if I want, so I'm probably going to just expose that too. So peace out, and then just make him live in absolute just abject fear and misery, and just show that your gaudy like mansion is not safe whatsoever.
Double kill.
It'll be a long con, but I'm committed to the bit. Yeah, it's like you've had this coming for a long time.
Flag.
That's just DSP getting gangbanged over there.
I think I'd do like maybe like quote unquote blogs about the neighborhood, and just kind of bring out the camera and go like, so here we are living in this lovely neighborhood, just saying hi to my best friend and my good neighbor Philip Burnell, who lives at this address, and just casually dox it. It's like, hi, how you doing? How's everything? Na 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 na. Yeah, isn't it great that you can like have all this money to actually afford stuff? Like, how's that $7,000 blender doing? Like, and just fucking rip into his fucking ass, just constantly every day. And like, he will either have to acknowledge it and go like, this guy's a fucking liar, and then I can just go ahead and sue him for defamation, because DSP's an idiot and would probably like call me like 100 different names under the bus, and then I can go like, if he knows my name, he'll probably say it, and then I can actually sue him for it and say like, yes, this man has been slandering me, I have proof of him slandering me, here it is, and then just proceed to like just sue him for everything he's worth, which wouldn't be much, granted. Let me see here. Or I can, like I said, I can just weasel my way, get into the quote-unquote good piggy graces get invited to the house and then just like casually record everything, just show what he's got, what's going on, and expose the lies for what they are.
Killing frenzy.
Because again, fuck it. Like, he thinks he'll be using me and I'll be using him for fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's like when a plan formulates, it formulates well. And I just need to really work on it. Let me see.
Oh shit.
Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this. Fuck. No, I think I did. That. Sorry to bring it to like something else. Mortal Kombat 1. And my slight disappointment. Don't worry, I'm not going to be ranting and raving about it like last night. I think I mentioned that one of the characters is voiced by Megan Fox, right? If not, one of the characters are voiced by her, and she does an appalling job. Like I'm questioning more so than anything. Why is it that female actresses can't act anymore? Have you noticed that?
I don't know.
Teammate gain.
Like, it's not just me. Like, a lot of female actresses used to be like convincing and could actually like play a role like really well, make you think, oh yeah, this is so and so character or so and so, like I can believe that they're portraying a character. Nowadays they just kind of don't do that. They just kind of frown, cross their arms, or like sound really uninterested when talking. Like, it's, I don't know what, you know what I think it is? I think it was fucking Brie Larson who did this, like started this whole trend, because she was able to get away with like playing Captain Marvel and just making her like an unlikable bitch. And so I think what happened is that other stupid bitches looked at it and they're like, oh, we don't have to put in that much effort to be put into films. We can just be our boring, bland, basic bitch selves, and they'll give us fucking roles. And yeah, that's what happened. Let's face it, Brie Larson is not a good actress. She is medium at best with a flat fucking ass.
Yeah, that L angle she got.
Oh god, like that's my it's still my favorite because it was her and the guy doing the new Peter Parker, and they were both in costume, and they were side by side, like from the back, and you could see that this like 30-something-year-old woman has the flattest fucking ass going on versus this like twink ass fucking kid next to her who has more cake than like a fucking bakery. That is humiliating on a new level. And it's hilarious to see. Just her and him side by side. It's like femboy energy is real. God damn it! Oh god, it's just fucking comical when you think about it. Just the sheer amount of like, just L's. And apparently since then, like if rumor is to be believed, apparently Brie Larson now wears. Okay, you know what a push-up bra is, right?
Teammate gained.
No.
Flag.
So a push-up bra it's a type of bra that women will buy, and they're sculpted in such a way where it will make their boobs look bigger.
Flag taken.
And basically, the point is that it's supposed to make a girl who has like an A cup look like she has like a C or something cup, right? And fucking Brie Larson apparently wears the opposite of that, which is a push-up butt fucking underwear apparently. So she was so so sensitive about not having an ass that she actually bought underwear to make her ass look bigger.
Flag dropped.
I just find that hilarious. Plus, I'm surprised that she doesn't just do the ass surgery.
Yeah, the Brazilian butt lift, it's called.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like fuck it. You're a Hollywood nobody that nobody will care about in like 10 or so years when you start aging like milk. Fucking get the butt surgery and just, do it. Just give up at that point. Decide, just go, yes, fuck it, I have no ass. I'll take the surgery and I'll become slightly, quote unquote, more attractive.
Flag taken.
Just fuck it, do it. Do it at this point.
Dropped.
It's better than being humiliated by Tom Holland's twink ass. I'm sorry. It's still fucking funny to me. Just the whole, just getting absolutely dunked on by someone who doesn't even have who isn't even gay apparently. That is hilarious. I feel so sad for her sometimes. It's like life gave you a shit hand at every possible level, and you have not been able to succeed.
Yeah.
Flag taken. Flag dropped.
Oh, Jesus. So I wonder, hold on. Sorry, I'm just thinking of something here. Yeah, I'm just thinking, it's like, what's gonna happen now that people are like getting tired of the Marvel slop? I wonder. Yeah, say. Because that's really what it's boiling down to. It's just people are getting like really sick and tired of
Flag
fucking.
recovered.
What's the word? Oh, I'm trying to think of the right word here. They're getting sick and tired of Marvel slop. They're getting tired of constantly being told, "Oh, this is going to be important," and then the fucking thing has nothing. The film has nothing to do with the fucking shit or anything like that, and then they try to sequel bait it, and they'd be like, "Oh, get hyped for the arrival of fucking this character because they're gonna be important," and stupid shit like that. Which again, I wouldn't be surprised if people were just going you know what, fuck this shit. I'm so effing done with it. I'm so done with fucking Marvel slop. I'm so done with all this sort of stupid shit because let's face it, Marvel hasn't made anything worth a damn since early Endgame. And that's saying something. That is saying a hell of a lot when you think about it. See here. Let me see.
Yeah, just keep. Just keep those numbers down for Marvel.
What do you mean our streaming services aren't doing so well? It's like, no, they're totally fine. It's not like we told the fans to eat shit and they're telling us to go fuck ourselves. That's only not what's happening. We're fine. We're fine. Please don't look at the numbers, Disney.
Yeah, they're losing billions. ESG, one of the ESG founders, one of the biggest investors in ESG just pulled out too. Larry
Yeah, and
Fink.
it's like, God, it's like again, it's universal karma. You told
Killing
people
spree.
to eat shit. You told people that they were worthless. You did everything in your power to make your audience feel terrible. And then when they told you what's it called?
Suicide.
And when they told you that hey, we're we're done with it. We've got more self respect than that. You know, then your numbers start to go down. Again, it's like I don't understand why these companies don't understand that when you tell your audience to eat shit, I don't understand why they don't get that when you tell them to do that, you're basically telling your money source, fuck off. Fuck off.
Yep.
It's just more. I don't even want to say it's irritating. It's just predictable at this point and sad. Its predictability is sad.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, sometimes I do get a bit black-pilled and I think, oh, there's no way this stuff is going to go away and everyone is defending it, and then I see stuff like this and I realize they're getting hit where it hurts, so that's good.
Yeah, there's only... Go ahead.
One of the biggest black pills I've seen almost every single, mainstream YouTuber I used to watch, defend, the woke bullshit in Starfield.
Mm-hmm.
You're the same people who complain about how, to complain about pronouns or being like, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? How they were
Yeah, because
they kind of just threw a fit over it before, and now they're acting like, oh, we were never sensitive about it. Yeah, that's
Don't kid yourself.
Yeah, they were pretty much doing that. They're like, oh, they don't matter, but then as soon as people started playing them from the game, mods, they start throwing a fit over it. So.
Yeah, because again, people, what's it called? Hold on. I don't remember how to parry. Sorry. Yeah, because basically they were telling you, oh, you gotta, what's it called? You gotta deal with it. You gotta deal with that because, fuck you. Like that's what it was, over and over again. And people basically, that's what they, what's the word? That's what they kind of thrive on, essentially, because these YouTubers love to tell their audience that you got no power here, you get no right or say, go fuck yourself. And then the moment people have that ability to fight back, the moment they can say, you know what, no, I'm not going to take this lying down, I'm going to go over here, they lose their fucking minds. So it's like, ah, shit, my authority's being challenged. How dare they?
Yeah, and also about that too. One of the people defending this freaking bullshit Actman, he was he tried to gaslight people that they're not banning people for removing pronouns from the mod, and he got freaking community noted on Twitter, and it was so funny. And then he was complaining that people were saying he changed. I'm not. He said, I didn't change.
Actman, you have.
Yeah, he said that he didn't change. He was just defending his hobby from being invaded by ideological people. But it's like you're defending the ideological people, you know?
Exactly.
And,
you changed that.
Yeah, and he built his audience off of making fun of these types of people, and now he's surprised that everyone was shitting on him on Twitter for an entire week because you built your audience off of making fun of this woke shit, and now you're going against it because they're wanting TV from mainstream. It's like
Exactly.
I mean, of course, I'm paraphrasing here. I think I went into this in better detail on one of my modern streams, but yeah, you get the point.
No, I get you. It's like basically, Ackman went through a situation like Jim Sterling. He fought a white whale. He fought a demon that was going to basically destroy him, and that put him on the radar for a lot of people. And people don't like to see folks getting like attacked by awful things, and they'll band together and do that sort of thing. Yet to use a quote from a very powerful Jedi turned Sith, an alliance on an alliance of hate is a fragile thing, and that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened with fucking Ackman. He had an audience who supported him because he was being targeted by someone unfairly, and he got an opportunity to basically go, hey, join with me and we'll fight against like this narcissistic idiot. And people came to his defense. They said, yeah, we'll fight for you, we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll fight at your side, follow our leader, etc., etc. And people, like I said, people supported Ackman for that, and there's nothing what's it called? There's nothing wrong with that. Far from it. It's just that, like I said, an alliance on hate is fragile. And the moment that people left, and things really became, or really went into perspective for him, it kind of gave him that sudden realization that, oh shit, people don't really care about me or my takes. They just use me as a rallying symbol against a common enemy. What am I going to, to use a joke from, I think, like 2018, what am I going to do?
Flag drop.
But, yeah, that's exactly the situation that Ackman found himself. He, what's it called? He changed for the worse. He used to be just like Jim Sterling and a lot of other people. Now, am I saying he can't have different opinions than when he had a few years ago? Hell no, no. We all change. We all get different opinions. That's just how life is. That's just how the cookie crumbles. That's how we change. We don't remain the way we were for generations because, it's easy or whatever. We all change. Our opinions change. What was socially acceptable once is no longer so, so on and so forth.
Recovered.
Nothing wrong with that. The problem is that Ackman let himself get changed too much. He lost his identity, his core principle. What made him, essentially.
Yeah, he's like shilling for the an example I always use the warfare people. Almost he completely ignores a lot of the issues the game had, and he criticized Halo Infinite for such issues the game had, but he completely ignored it, and it's most likely because he got paid the bag by Activision Chill.
Flag taken.
And
Flag
he's also running
dropped.
on the remakes for many of the games and stuff. He's always
Flag reset.
and he used to criticize these types of people and these practices, but now he acts behind it.
Flag
And I think
taken.
part of the reason for this too is that
Flag dropped.
the personal ownership is so far left that these people don't even put it in stuff they defend.
Flag reset.
They think they're fighting the good fight, but they don't realize they're the same people they used to criticize. There's a reason they used to criticize them because they're essentially doing the same thing that people are accusing their opponents of doing. In fact, that's all the modern SJWs do. They kind of just say in response to that. They're like, oh no, actually you guys are sensitive.
Yeah, while they're crying a goddamn river because like, oh no, my subversive nature's been exposed. You know, it's just what's it called? It's hypocritical to say the least, and blatantly so, I might add. Again, they don't see anything wrong with it at all. They just kind of go, as the expression goes with the flow and whatnot. And like I said, I just kind of sit there and go like, "You're all pathetic and weak,
Yeah,
and I hate you."
it's like, oh, they're always saying, oh, why do you care? I care because these people enforce their stuff on people and get people in, like, they ruin people's lives if they don't conform to them. They act like it's not a big deal, but your life can be ruined if you don't, conform to these mentally ill idiots.
Exactly.
That's why
That's why you care,
yeah.
because what they're doing fundamentally destroys, like you said, fundamentally destroys people, and they don't see anything wrong with it. Because to them, it's easier to see, people as the enemy than it is to see them as human. Because then your cause becomes less righteous because of it.
Teammate.
I've often said this, and I'll continue to say this until the day I die. Just because you're loyal to a cause doesn't mean the cause is always going to be loyal to you. And Ackman's learning this the hard way.
Because the people he tries
Go
to
ahead.
appeal to are no longer like,
Again, his final huzzah, his hurrah, is gone, and there's no reason to support his dimmies at all. So why, essentially, why bother? Why fight for someone or follow someone whose moral standards are as frail, as frail, but as inconsequential as they get? Why should I stick my neck out for someone who I can't even trust to be true to themselves?
Yeah. And also, you don't want an audience of Zoomers because they don't like it. They don't like slower content, and that makes slower content.
Yeah. Like when he's on the ball with something, it's fine. Like when he actually knows what the fuck he's talking about, it's okay, it's fine, whatever. But like when it's something he has no real information about or no real kind of like understanding or anything like that,
Lag.
that's when he really loses the plot, Like with like I said, Quantum TV really helped, as weird as this sounds, really helped get Ackman off the ground and into the mainstream. Because, again, Quantum created an entire, legion of hate around himself for the shit he's done. And ironically enough, that's propelled a lot of people forward. But when people all share a goal of hate against someone, it's very easy for them to be in favor of joining forces and basically going for it. Not everyone's going to agree with the target of people's ire, not everyone's going to agree with, the campaigns or whatever you want to call it, really. But when you agree that this piece of shit needs to pay, people band together and do it. So again, it comes as no surprise that eventually people go, yeah, well, this is shitty what Quantum's fucking doing, let's get his ass.
Yeah, it's like, I was united in that too, because, at the time I was like, and I was a viewer of Actman before it too, but it's like, I don't know, I think he got a new, audience, the mainstream audience, and he just thought, oh, I better go and own the chuds now instead of the people I used to make fun of, because literally in 2019 he was still, using the slurs full on. And then suddenly, and he says, oh, like, people will bring up old tweets of him using slurs, and he'll say, oh, that's only from 2017, I've grown and changed, but he was still using slurs up until the Quantum TV drama, so...
Yeah.
So I think he saw, oh, I got this new audience, I have all these mainstream YouTubers, they all lean pretty left, so I may as well just go and just only make fun of the chuds now. Because I'll be honest, I did watch his older content.
Flag drop.
He was pretty centrist. He used to make fun of both sides, but now he only, makes fun of one side. Because even in his political video game video, he even admitted that it was mostly the left that was the problem when it came to video games being politicized. But he also touched upon how Christian conservatives used to try and get video games banned.
Do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pendulum has swung from one direction of censorship to another, and it's just insane.
Yeah.
But again, that's neither here nor there. And it kind of gets back to the same thing. And I agree, I used to watch Ackman too. I used to find his videos entertaining. I found a lot of commentary worth dissecting and worth really chewing on for what it was. Because he could actually do a decent video and address pretty decent points. He wasn't one of those Hassan Piker fucking what's it called? I'm going to use 100 different words to describe the same fucking thing I'm trying to tell you because I'm actually an empty airhead and I have nothing important to say. But actually quantified it and really did some pretty decent wordsmithing for what he needed, especially when it came to explaining the differences between Master Chief, other characters and everything like that, and really doing a good job in explaining what's it called, the concept of dynamic characters and round characters. He did a really good job explaining that. And, like I said, it went a long way to show that he could... How do I put it? It went a long way in showing that he could really hold up his arguments, really hold up that sort of thing, especially with Halo, because, again, he was talking from the point of view of a fan, someone who truly loved the franchise, and, funnily, in a humorous sort of way, kind of described it as what you guys did was take a character I love and then kick me in the balls because I love this character. It's yeah, no, that's true. They took Master Chief, who was finally changing from a flat character to a round character, and then they made him a flat character again without even understanding what it could be. And it's you had something with Halo 4. As flawed as that fucking thing was, you had something that at its core could work, and you failed to capitalize it in 5. Yeah. Again, it's always a shame when you see people like Ackman go to the quote unquote dark side of things and not even realize that they've fallen.
Yeah, I've just noticed it's every mainstream YouTuber ended up doing this, and they're being really sneaky about it. They're trying to pretend, oh, I didn't change this for political reasons, it's maturity, and it's just it's just how they normalized ideology to try to lie to you and tell you, oh, it's not it's not
Yeah, because the reason why they do it is because they want their audience to think that nothing's changed. They want them to be ignorant of what's happening. To use a sort of a joke, don't believe what your lying eyes tell you. And of course, people's eyes see what's going on, and a lot of times they say, no, that's not true, you fucking hypocritical liar. For example, Jacksepticeye, where a lot of people grew up with his content, and since then he's been trying to desperately reinvent himself because he knows that the pendulum is shifting, and he's a very, very British, sorry, not British, he's a very bitter Irishman about things. he's not happy that people like Markiplier actually got to like stay the way they are and change ever so slightly because Mark's just a legitimately genuinely good person who I would say is like the model of success of how to live your life. And Jack is the exact opposite. Jack is exactly like 100 different YouTubers who came up from the same era, and is coming to terms with the fact that soon he's going to be replaced, and if not
captured.
like flat out replaced outright, he's going to lose the audience regardless. Like that's what pisses him off. It's like he's driven by jealousy, he's driven by bitterness and a lot of the times. And so I think in one of his podcasts when people because the audience I think could interact, or like some people were talking to him and things like that. Something to that nature. I think the host at the time asked is like, how do you address people who say that like you've changed and think like, they this and this, and instead of like answering it maturely and saying like, maybe I have changed, maybe things have gotten different, but that's just how life goes, that's how time changes, blah 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 blah, right? Instead of that, he's saying, no, these people don't want, blah blah. Like he started talking for the audience and saying, like I think he said like, no, you don't want old like I didn't change. You don't want old Jack back. What you want is those happy feelings you had when you watched these videos in like 2004, 2008. Like you don't. I didn't change. People just like basically invalidating a lot of people's opinions and actually basically saying single-handedly like destroying people's self-confidence in one fucking go, like basically telling people fuck you, I didn't change, you just want to be happy again because your life sucks and this and that, that and this and that and this and that, and it's like and it's like Jesus fucking Christ, man, this is like fuck, and he doesn't even excuse me, he doesn't even recognize the shit he said is atrocious. Again, like I said, that's telling someone, hey, I didn't change, you're just a bitch. That's not right. And that's why, like, especially for me, I've been so against Jack, because it's like, this motherfucker is the epitome of the sneaky, washed-up YouTuber who has essentially lost everything that made him who he was, and should be avoided like the fucking plague. And I wouldn't be surprised that if within the next couple of years, it's revealed that he actually has done some scum shit.
Captured.
Honestly, it reminds me of people that will say, that will defend modern video games by saying, oh, you just grew up. Games have always been bad. Those types of people.
Yeah. What I find comical is that they always base it on, like, fucking Atari and Pong era when, like, games were bad because the programming was so limited at the time. They weren't bad because games were always terrible, it's just that they never changed. Like, my own mother, for example, she grew up in the 70s, and she, basically, she was at the ground floor of a lot of game innovation and things like that. But because, like, the N6, like, the SNES and things like that, like, a lot of these games were so notoriously difficult, it made her hate video games because she was always losing and losing and losing and losing, never even realizing that it wasn't it's not the video game's fault. It's simply that what's it called? This is just how the program was at the time, and that's it's one of those things where it's like you legitimately feel bad for what this has caused people. Now she's in like late in her life, and she's discovering like all these crazy things games can do and how the characters look and everything, and she, like, I see it in her face. There's like a layer of regret because she's missing out on a lot of things. Like, I specifically bought Hogwarts Legacy because I wanted to try out the game because it seemed fun. And when she found out I bought this game, she went from, oh, video games are awful, blah, 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 to, can I play? And she is constantly, and I do mean constantly, struggling with the controls and everything, and just looking at me and wondering, like, how the fuck is it that I'm doing all this without any problems so effortlessly? And I kind of tell her, it's like, because I've had years of practice with this. And for years, I've tried to get you back into this to give you that same level of skill. And every time I offered, you said no, you didn't want to. No, it's bad. No, this, no, that, no, this. Over and over again. You constantly, without fail, demonized my hobby for years. And then when you have an opportunity to, like, experience something that you want to experience because you think it's going to be fun and interesting and it's part of something you love, now suddenly you want to get involved in it. That's not how it works. You just can't master something overnight and go through it. And again, she just couldn't understand any of it, and now she's basically just begging me to let her learn everything in Hogwarts Legacy, to do this, to do that. She wants to experience a world that she loves, but can't because she chose to isolate herself from the rest of the world. And I've kind of described it and told her, it's like, in a lot of ways, you're like the clients I work with every day on when I do my job, who angrily will yell at me, who will whine at me, who will do all these things because they don't understand the technology they're given. And instead of learning that technology and learning about what, these sorts of things, they chose to be ignorant about it. And in a lot of ways, you're doing the same thing. The only difference is that I can tell you no. And I don't have to put up with you screaming at me, essentially. And again, I see it in her face. It's like there is this level of sheer disappointment in that fact. Like it's the look of someone who realizes she has wasted a large portion of her life in not pursuing something, and now that it's mattered, now that she requires that skill, it's beyond her ability to understand.
Flag taken.
It's fucking tragic.
Flag dropped.
Like, as much as like my mother can get on my nerves and things like that, whenever like things go south for her, I don't revel in it. Like I'll laugh and go like, it's funny because you failed. But I don't take pleasure or pride or joy in that either, I don't enjoy being, like, I know people love being right. That's completely understandable. I don't take pride or enjoyment in being right for the sake of it. I don't like being like, oh, fuck you. You got fucked over by, because, neener,
Yeah.
It's the nature of the beast. It's these problems. It's shit that people don't understand until it's too late.
Yeah, it's just sad.
Feels bad, man. Okay, how am I going to beat this boss? Sorry, I'm trying to fight a boss in Sonic Frontiers. I'm having a little bit of trouble.
What's the boss?
I'm just, Sumo. I know I'm supposed to, like, bounce off the fence. I don't know how. Do I do this? No. Maybe I side loop him. Ow. Oh, that's how you do it. Okay, now I figured it out. It feels great when you can like figure shit out for yourself and you're not being handheld by your fucking chat.
Oh, yes.
Exactly. Oh god. Still, it kind of gets back to the same point. And you know, ironically enough, like I've said before, in many ways, my mother kind of did exactly the thing that this old song used to talk about. A song from Iron Maiden called "Golden Years," and the song basically talks about how the song is about someone who realizes that their life, like they're like in the middle of their life and things like that, and they realize that everything that they could have done in youth is gone. And the song is basically trying to get people to like go out there and enjoy life when they're young. They can do it. And you know, the main crux of the song goes, you know, so make your stand and realize you're living in your golden years. In a lot of ways, if I was a dick about this, I could basically tell my mother when she's like, "Oh, you know, I want to do this and everything." I could just sing the song, go like, "So understand," just slowly, methodically start doing that. But no, I'm not going to be that much of a dick.
Yeah. It's not the best.
It's not a good look.
Yeah.
It's like it's good to be a dick every so often, but you shouldn't like make your life entirely about being a dick. You know, it's like what Team America once said.
Killing spree.
I can't give the whole speech. I don't remember it off the top of my head. Yeah, shit.
Finally, someone to fight. I killed the enemy team. There's literally only 2 left.
Jesus.
This plasma through balls is waiting because I'm trying to use hologram on this gun.
Nice. It's like I'm going to be a sneaky bitch right now. The fuck was that?
He just fell off.
I'm sorry. What the fuck was that noise you just did?
Oh, I don't know. I was laughing that
He. What the fuck? He. The fuck, man. Like just. I don't know why. It's like that's never gonna leave my brain now. I'm just gonna always remember. Oh yeah, by the way, Jordan squeaks. Keep that in mind.
Yes.
Frenzy.
We're just gonna bully this guy until he leaves the game.
Oh Jesus! Why you bully me?
You know, if I was him, I'd still be in the game because I like
Did I ever tell you about an encounter I had with like a fucking bitch boy in Halo?
No.
It was a long time ago, back when the oceans were blue and the mountains were old. And, it was a while ago. Basically, what it was is that back in Halo 3, basically. So to give you kind of like a context of the time, I was doing online matchmaking, just kind of really enjoying things and having fun, right? And I remember this one player was having a serious shit fit with me because I was just owning his ass. I was like driving around a brute chopper and basically like just mowing his ass down every time. Like he would try to run away, and I would just go like, "Hey, it's you again!" Splatter, right? And so in an angry fit, he starts like shit talking me in the lobby and goes, "Oh, you're only so good because you have vehicles. You know what? You should fight me in a map where you don't have any vehicle." Like like trying to make a claim that my skills were not there. Like I was some sort of like sweaty try hard vehicle killer, right? Hold on. Sorry, I'm just reading something. So he would, so he was like, that's what his mindset was, right? So he proceeds to like challenge me to like some sort of, I think it was like a custom Halo 3 map where it's like a 1v1 situation, right? And so what winds up happening is that during the whole process, during the whole fight, etc., etc., the fucking, what is it? We start going at it and everything like this. Now, of course, I'm no bitch, so I'm taking this as seriously as possible. I'm grabbing weapons. I'm running around. I'm basically falling back on my Quake skill sets, right? And so I proceed to just absolutely humiliate the fuck out of this guy. I am doing, like I said, I'm on my Quake shit at this point, so I'm just running around, owning his sorry ass, right? And then finally, at the end of it all, he like gets his chance. He's like fucking fine. Like he doesn't even get like a real hit, but he's still on his like ape shit, right? And so he finally has this moment, and after the match is over, I've won. He starts saying, "You're a fucking bitch, you're a fucking bitch," like just screaming, "You're a fucking bitch," over and over again, and then tries to leave the lobby. And then I'm like, "I'm gonna friend you now." I shot him a friend request and everything, and I said, "It's like, oh, please come back. I want to be your friend. I need you to be my punching bag for a while." And he's like, "Fuck you, man. Fuck you," like constantly. I think he meant to block me, but he wound up accepting the friend request back, and basically I would just wait for him to go online. I would go back into Halo. I'd get the microphone out and go, "Hey buddy, let's go," and he's like, "Fuck you, man," like just screaming, "Fuck you," and then I would leave the call, I would get out of the game or whatever, and just let him simmer. Like I was such a little shit back in the day, but I loved it. Though he brought it on himself. The idiot could have blocked me at any time. He never did. He just kept letting it happen, and I was like, you know what? If you're gonna just let me like bully you, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
Again, witness the power of street bullying. I miss those days. Back when racial slurs and things like that used to be hip and cool with the kids.
Yeah, now choosing your gender is hip and cool with the kids.
Fuck off. It's like, I never before wanted to die more so than now.
I don't blame you.
Again, when again, my only hope in this world is that when future, like, I'm just waiting for like the day future archaeologists like uncover our like the remains of our civilization, shit like that, right? And then my only like comfort is that they're gonna think like, especially for like shit like what is it? Shit like the fucking what's the word? Shit like tanning booths. They're gonna think, ah yes, the people of the empire of humanity in the mid 2000 whatevers used to do barbaric practices, such as locking their fellow man inside coffins and then roasting them alive. That's gonna be my like hope is that future archaeologists think we just baked people inside tanning booths, and that they recreated as like, this is a recreation of what we assume the tanning, like these ancient torture devices were like, and it's just like, it's not even close to what we have. It's a fucking like, it's like a miniature oven they created, like some shit like that. That's my hope. Like they don't even get it right. It's just a fucking like they put like metal fucking like fire jets and things like that and put it in and then just go, yes, we've recreated their technology. We just don't know how or the machine. We just don't know how these glass fixtures would like reach that heat level. So we've used recreated science to create what we assume was what it was like.
Yeah.
That's my hope, at least. Just sheer like that, and when they discover our images of like when we do selfies, they assume it's like, yes, these squares used to hold religious significance to people back in the day, and so they would oftentimes worship these square cubes and hold them up to the sun in various ways. We don't know how or why the images were created. We assume lost tech, like just stupid shit like that.
Oh, this idiot.
Life is good sometimes. When you really think about it, like that's gonna be hilarious and makes you kind of wishes that we could cryogenically freeze ourselves just to witness the future historians questioning the weird shit we used to do, and then just like leaning into the stupid shit and going like, yes, that is completely correct. We did in fact what's it called? What is it called? We did in fact what is it? Sorry. No. Like just stupid things like, yes, we did in fact create worship these square cubes. We pray to a god called TikToker, or like something stupid like that. And it was a petty god that if you failed to entertain thousands, it would destroy you. And people believe that like consuming ancient chemical pellets would somehow please the petty god, and so that was the religious practice at the time. And like just again, like I said, just really fuck with people's perceptions of like what early quote unquote history was like here at this time period.
Why does he have to be smart?
That's something my father has never said to my brother.
Flag reset.
Really?
Yeah, my dad oftentimes has a very low opinion of one of my brothers, and he constantly like he gives him a hard time, but like you can tell he loves him and everything, but it's also one of those like you are a fuck up of the highest degree, and nothing you do will ever make me happy. So
Kind of feels that way with my dad right now.
I can imagine. I can never understand this because I was never the problem child. I was always dad's favorite, and it was kind of annoying. Annoying because it's like the sheer amount of responsibility they put on you and the pedestal they put you on is irritating because they're like, oh, you know, you're the eldest, you should be able to stop this and do this and like blah 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 blah. And I'm just sitting there like, I just want to grill for God's sakes. You know. But like I said, my brother is like a lot of things. He's dumb, he's a fuck up, he's done questionable things with his life, he ruined his prospects in the future. Where was I getting at this?
Suicide.
It's like I was saying all this, and I completely forgot. Like, where's the silver lining for my brother and all this? It's like, yeah, there is nothing redeemable about this entire situation when I think about it.
Yeah.
I guess Dad was right. You are a fuck up of a high degree, but god damn it, you're my fuck up. You're my brother, and I love you. Through the ups, the downs, the fact that you literally set me on fire and ruined my childhood for about a good 5 years, to the point where it's like everyone thought I was something else. And, you know, despite all this, you are still family, and I still have to put up with your stupid ass. So thanks. For nothing. Yeah, just, it's the shit you gotta put up with sometimes. But again, we don't choose our family, we just deal with them and pray to God that they're not as bad as you think. Where the fuck is like? I'm sorry, I'm still playing Frontier, and I have not found Big the Cat at all on one of these islands.
Are you going to use it to skip everything?
No, I just want to like play the mini game to get the Eggman stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's basically like my only goal here. It's like I want more Eggmans.
I just
Flag
used it to
taken.
skip the stage, honestly.
It's like, you know what, Big? I love you and all, but I'm gonna use you to skip all of this annoying. Bye.
Yeah, I just wanted to skip the cyberspace.
I know, I can imagine. Cyberspace is just fucking more of the same bullshit.
Flag taken. Flag dropped.
So again, I don't particularly blame you for that.
Yeah, it's just, I hate the physics.
Yeah, because, like I said, I don't know what it is. It's always, like, they always make Sonic more slippery than he should be. And I'm always just sitting there like, these platforming challenges are not that hard. They're only hard because I can't do shit.
Damn it, you called out my bluff.
It's like, fuck, he knows I'm not a single teenage girl looking for a good time.
Flag
Fuck.
taken. Flag dropped.
I just gotta wait for them to come for the teleporter.
Sorry, I'm also just thinking about that one.
Flag
Something
taken.
stupid. What was it? It was this one joke I heard where it was, what was it? Oh god, what was it called? I think it was like a TikTok or something where fucking some guy says, "Mom, I need to know your credit card number because there are horny single women in my area that need to be fucked." Increase my speed. Okay.
Just annoying that they don't take the bait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because...
Don't mind me, I'm gonna spawn camp the teleporter now.
It's annoying because I'm trying to bait them into going into the flag, and then I assassinate them. Time and time again, they don't take it.
Flag
Just
reset.
I just put my whole
I
flag
see.
there, and I'm eliminating the over.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Oh god, I gotta run now. I gotta run back. I gotta run back. Shit. Okay, there's a sniper.
Fuck. Sorry, I'm also thinking of something stupid as well. Also, there's this one song now replaying in my head because I wanted to look something up from like the old Sonic stuff, basically. Now I've got this song playing repeat in my brain. I don't know if you know about this one. It goes, quote, "So let the heart begin. I can't help it. I can't win. I've lost that girl for sure. The tears won't help anymore."
I don't even know what the hell that is.
So, a little Sonic trivia. The voice actor who did Sonic, sorry, not Sonic, who did Eggman in The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, I think it was like Long John Martin, I think his
Oh yeah,
name
he's
was.
the jazz guy.
Exactly, and that was one of the songs he sang. And so, a lot of people have taken that song he's done, and this was like back in like the early days of like I think Sonic Paradox when they used to do those animated shorts. Someone took someone did that version of Robotnik singing the song. This was like to coincide with the fact that the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog at that time were being was being canceled because the series was over, and so they just animated him just singing that, and it's pretty damn funny when you think about it. I've heard the song. It's not bad. It's pretty damn good. It's depressing as shit, but it's a good kind of depressing, you know?
Yeah. Oh, he's getting it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Leg drop.
That sounded so fucking weird what you just did. Just like, oh god, it's like, it sounded like you were running from someone who was about to kick your ass.
Leg.
Ah, just smacked him like that. That was so cool.
It's like, did he buy it? Like, you know what that reminded me of? Like, just now. I think it was like this one sketch of like fucking someone on like a bicycle on a road and just going, it's like, there's this biker who's been following me for 5 miles and I don't know what he wants. He finally stops, turns around, and just goes, "What?" And the guy says, "We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Your girlfriend's been trying to reach out and touch my extended wiener."
Leg
And
drop.
then the guy just goes, "You motherfucker," and he goes, "No!" Oh god, that's something I wanted to animate for a while. Just that's that bit of just the guy on the bike being chased by the biker, the whole extended wiener bit, and just getting home. Like originally, I wanted to animate it as like I was thinking.
Taken.
Nice. I specifically wanted to do, I think, what was it? I think I wanted to do. It was either probably going to be Charmy or like some lame Sonic character, basically. And the idea was the person on the motorcycle was going to be fucking
Leg drop.
what's it called? Shadow, just kind of doing this whole thing, and then to kind of explain the whole "you motherfucker" bit.
Yeah.
Teammate game.
Shit, I got pissed.
Alright, go ahead.
God. Ow. I holded it in for like the past 30 minutes. Oh, Jesus.
That's not good. Don't let the hearts begin. I can't
Leg
help
captured.
it. I can win. I've lost that girl for sure. The tears won't help anymore. Let the heartaches begin. I can't help it. I can't win. I lost that girl for sure. The tears won't help anymore. And now the end is near,
Flag stolen.
and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, of the sunshine of which I'm certain, but now, through all regrets,
Killed me.
I don't know.
Oh, there's more people now.
It's like, quick, he's gone to take a piss break. Now's our time. Swarm, swarm,
Flag
swarm.
captured.
That felt so good, by the way.
I can imagine. It's like when you hold it a while. It's like, ah, yes, finally, I can just release the Kraken. The fuck?
Someone steps into it, and then they
Okay. I mean, I'm curious now, but I think for all the wrong reasons. Ow. Oh, Jesus Christ, these movie bosses are no joke. Alright, we'll try something else.
Holy shit, I just forgot. Oh. Just casually walk into the enemy base.
It's like it's I'm totally real. I too am a human.
Yeah, I'm definitely not a hologram.
Flag taken.
Ah, yes.
It's like the inverse of what is it? Of Knuckles' whole bit. Only instead of trying to convince someone you're a hologram, you're trying to convince someone you're a person.
Yeah.
I need to check my map. Okay, that's good. I need more.
Yes, yes, yes. No, 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 no.
Yeah, what the fuck is it with you and like acting like a bitch sometimes? Like, what the hell, man?
Video game real life.
Mm-hmm.
Flag dropped.
Now they're all going after the flag. Oy vey, Dr. Sheckelstein, I knew is disintegrated.
So I don't know what to be thinking about that now. Just sorry, when you were screaming about oh god, like they're all going after the flag, that just kind of reminded me of Lazy Purple trying to set up a trap in what was it? In TF2 as like a demo man, and it was what was it? He panicked, triggered the wrong trap. The enemy wound up like going around it, and then he just starts screaming, "No, no, my kingdom! It's all falling apart!"
Reset. Double kill. Triple kill.
I said,
Whatever, I'm happy.
"You got the elite."
That was so clean. I threw the hologram, killed two of them that got distracted by it, and then I killed the other guy with the guy who dropped the rocket. I'm definitely gonna turn that into an animation someday.
Oh, good.
Just like the time I hijacked a Falcon by driving a Falcon. Or I should say skyjacked. Oh my god, who gave me the freaking low battery vibrator?
Mm-hmm. You tell me.
One of these retards. So, is it normal to be unable to work if you just, overwork yourself and you just kind of don't
Yes.
feel the motivation to do anything?
Absolutely.
Because I spent 3 weeks on Big Ass's commission, and even yesterday I was feeling burnt out on the stun items, because, I don't know, he made me do all these fight scenes, and it was so stressful for me. So, I don't know, I'm just happy I got an episode of Sonic Multiverse done, but I kind of wish it was Armageddon.
No, I get you. And no, you're not wrong. This is a completely normal thing. Like, I experienced this quite a bit with, like, doing Spud and things like that, where if I'm too horny too often, I get this, like, extreme burnout where it's like, why even bother? Why am I doing this? Why am I, like, why am I going through the effort of creating all this? It's like, it gets exhausting, and then you get, like, fucking dick pain from it all, and it's like, ugh, no thank you.
Double kill.
Yeah. And also, like, sometimes if you're not careful, it's like, well, you just kind of, when I'm doing a commission, I can't do anything
Killing spree.
if that makes sense.
No, exactly, and it starts negatively affecting your work in almost every way, shape, and form. And then you're stuck in a situation where you're indirectly holding the bag because, what's the word? You're indirectly holding the bag for everything because you're trying so desperately to get everything off the ground, everything going, everything like, all this sort of shit. And it's just one of those situations where everything doesn't line up the way you want. Everything winds up going all over the place because essentially you're forcing yourself at the end of the day. That's why it's like people need breaks, people need like time off of work, and all these sorts of things. Like you can't keep doing something, especially if you're like so burnt out, it starts negatively affecting not only your quality of work, but your abilities and skill set too. And when that happens, you really got to reconsider like everything you're doing at that point.
I don't know. I just was working on the commission today. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Like, I just kept stopping. Kind of
Fire for effect.
I don't know. I guess part of the reason is because I have to wait 1 week before I can even upload the thing because
Betrayal.
God
I get you.
damn it! I did not mean to do that. Now I'm kicked.
What happened?
I accidentally ran someone over and they kicked me.
Yeah, because Halo Reach has that whole kill teammates too many times anti bullshit. Like I always hated that.
Well, yeah, if you get kills by someone, they can choose to kick you or not. Oh, let me back in.
Flag stolen.
I mean, granted, it's funny to like get people kicked from their games by getting them to like inadvertently kill you because it's funny that way, but at the same time it's like it's funny for like when it happens to someone else, not so much when it happens to you. Again, Wing knew a lot about that.
Yep.
The fat fuck.
Oh, look at this loser.
Flag drop.
I just ran over some jetpack that I'm getting the flag.
Flag reset.
Fire for effect.
I did it. I stopped him from doing it.
Accidentally, too.
Teammate gained.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Yeah, thank you. Oh god.
Just
Is that the...
guy.
Actually, I had another question, Sonic related. Did you hear of the Sonic fan fighting game?
The one with Mecha Sonic?
I think so.
I think so. Wait, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just kind of thinking on that now. Yeah, I think it is. It was basically like trying to do Sonic the Fighters, but actually differently. Let me see if I can find its name. I think it was like Sonic Smackdown.
Yeah, that's the one with Mecha Sonic.
Yeah, I think I saw a bit of it where like the character, like it's 3D characters with like very light cell shading to them. Let me see. I'm going. Oof. I don't know why, but SmackDown is always such a weird word for me. Because whenever I hear it, I think someone of like slapping you, like slapping your head and forcing you to look down. That's what I always think. Like it feels like a weaker version than saying beat down, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is. Yeah, you're right. Sonic, yeah, with Mecha Sonic in it. Yeah, I'm surprised no one's tried to like take the models from that and port them over someone else. Oh shit. I hope so. Like I'm always a fan of seeing new Sonic models and things like that. Like people actually going out of their way to create some like really impressive shit. And always, you know, and I always love it when people can like make their own pseudo source filmmaker or Blender or you know anything like that kind of animations with it.
Teammate gained.
You kind of give them a quote unquote style all of their own. Oh shit. Again, it would be interesting to see, especially if, like I said, people could make something impressive out of it. Then again, I think Source Filmmaker has the Sonic Forces models, and they're not bad either. They're not great, but they're not terrible per se.
Flag taken.
You know, and on paper, I should say.
Flag.
Oh god, I gotta cool down.
Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Flag dropped. Flag stolen. Flag.
How much longer do you want to go at this tonight? Alright. I'm just saying it's getting late, and I'd hope you don't, you know, burn yourself out in any of this.
I'll put it back in 20 minutes. But, yeah.
gonna hop off then. I'll see you tomorrow.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Flag captured. Flag captured. Flag taken. Flag drop. Flag reset. Killing frenzy. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag dropped.
Acknowledged. Shoot is a go. Out.
Flag stolen. Flag reset. Flag drop. Double kill. Flag reset.
Looks like I'm gonna have to install traffic control here.
Killing spree. Teammate gained.
Gotta hold the bugs here.
Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Suicide. Flag reset.
Looks like someone called for some camera usage.
Teammate gained. Flag taken. Flag dropped.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Shit. Shit.
Flag reset. Teammate gained. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken.
Go.
Flag captured. Flag taken.
This is absolute chaos. Just stays. What the? There was like so many of them on me at once.
Flag dropped. Flag reset.
No. It's mine. I am the smart one. And I will do most everything this time.
Flag stolen. Flag dropped.
Shit. There he goes. Oh.
Flag reset. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Flag captured. Teammate gained.
Okay, now's the best time to just
Flag taken.
put that right there.
Flag dropped.
For someone to go check.
Flag reset.
Telemetry received on standby.
Damn it.
Flag reset. Flag stolen.
Look at them all go there. Looking for the flag.
Flag dropped.
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that was gonna happen.
Flag reset. Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Killing spree. Double kill. Flag reset. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Killing frenzy. Double kill. Sword spree. Double kill. Flag captured. Running riot. Flag taken.
Fire for effect.
They're just gonna go this way. Oh, shit.
Flag captured. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag
Damn it.
taken. Flag captured. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken. Slice and dice.
He got kicked from the game.
Flag captured.
Okay.
Rampage. Double kill. Flag taken.
Put an older attention.
Flag captured. Game over.
You know what? That was a good game.
Capture the flag.
That was fun. Thank you all for watching.